Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cash Flow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Yes, Jack Butala here for Land Academy. Welcome to our Cash Flow from Land show. We show you how to buy property for half of what it's worth and resell it the very next day. Great information and instruction from Jack, that's me.
And inspiration from Jill, that's me.
Here's some funny stuff that happened to us recently.
I hope I get my car back. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Oh, you gotta tell
I
us.
think I just donated a
You
car
live a crazy life.
to my best friend's family, to my best friend. Yeah, so now that we're, kind of unofficially living in two locations, it didn't make sense to bring cars back and forth. So I left a car and a bike, and now I realize I might not see that car again.
Jill was all worried about where we're going to park the car and stuff. And so she told her girlfriend, hey, do you have any ideas about this? And her girlfriend said, heck yes, I have some serious ideas about where you can leave a sports car convertible for a month.
Exactly. You know what's really funny? My car now took the prime spot in her garage, and there's other cars on the street. I thought, this is awesome.
Kick the husband stuff out.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I hope she's having a blast.
I think
We're going to be
she
back there in a
is.
month anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, good.
Hey, in this episode, Jill and I talk about flipping houses. This is episode 2 of 3 in this little series. How to use county data to send offers. Oh, imagine that. We're going to talk about sending offers out using county-driven data. Great show today, Jill. Before we start, let's take a question posted by one of our members on successplant.com, our free online community.
Prescia from Columbus wrote, I know a guy in my hometown who buys properties, fixes them, and sells them. He makes bank. How does he not have business cards or a website? How does he do this? Oh, I love it.
Oh, this is a great question.
I think there's a lot of people out there like that. Which
I do
is
too.
Funny.
I know several people just like this that do not own a computer.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Jill. I want to hear your answer to this. This is a great question, by the way.
He's got the right people in his cell phone, and that's really kind of what he does. Like us. I mean, we work with a number of people just like this, and they
don't have to have a website or business cards because we do.
Right, we do.
That's
we find
answer.
the deals, we hand them to them.
That's right, Jill. Thank
you. And they take it and run. Well, and the beauty of it is they know us so well, it's almost like we don't even talk about them. We did that for a long time, with land, and we also do it with houses where there's really no discussing it. If they like that area, they know we killed it, got a great price, and they're going to do even better.
Yeah, here's how it works. We utilize county data. That's really what this show's about.
Yeah.
We utilize data properly. We send a ton of offers out. And then the people who are interested in having their houses purchased quickly for cash call us back and we buy them. And we call the guy who doesn't have any business cards and doesn't have a website, and because we have an established relationship with him now, and it's incredibly easy for new people to establish relationships too. Mm-hmm. And he takes the property over, fixes it, and flips it. And on the back end, we don't even know what happens. There's a lot of times with several people in our database here that do this, I don't even ever go see the asset. I look at it on Google Earth and that's it. And then they go and go take a look at it, and they either say yes or no. And one guy in particular, my favorite, he goes and sees the asset and he either buys it himself if it works for his business model, or he calls his hard money lender guys or all the people that he knows in the industry and says, look, hey, Jack, or whoever it is, this thing doesn't work for me, but it looks like something that you have done in the past that worked for you well. And here's the price. Here's the amount that my guy's marking it up. That's Jill and me. And then I need to make just a little bit of money too because I don't want to waste my time. Usually, Jill and I make $10,000 If the other guy wholesales it on top of that, it's about 5. So you're only marking up an asset, maybe $15,000, which everybody can swallow pretty easily. And then that guy cleans it all up and makes a ton of money. He's usually a real estate agent on top of being a flipper, or he has a real estate agent, and he just doesn't need to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't. Maybe he's a contractor. A lot of times they're contractors.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? It comes back to the same saying that you say all the time. No one is going to hang up the phone on you if you're calling them saying, I have this incredible acquisition. I don't have the cash right now. We cannot let this go to waste. Every single person is going to go, oh, okay. If
you're the newest of new real estate investors, an REI person, brand new, and you post that in Craigslist. I have a bunch of acquisitions in area X. I just don't have the money. I'm brand new, and I don't want these to go to waste. Watch your phone ring.
Exactly. It's perfect. Thank you.
Hey, if you have any questions or you want to be on the show, call 800-725-8816. We'd love to have you, especially if you're a funny person. Today's topic, flip houses. Episode 2 of 3, how to use county data to send offers. This is the meat of the show.
What does that mean, Stephen?
The meat of the show?
No.
Oh.
The meat of the show. Hey, by the way, where did that come from? Do you have any idea?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I should look it up.
I am curious.
It's like kind of like it's the meat of the sandwich or meat of the hamburger. You know, the other stuff's kind of fun and funny, but hey, this is the meat. This is the business end of this.
Got it. I mean, I know, but I'm just curious. Like, where did that saying come from? You know, that's a funny topic, but we'll save that. You come up with good things.
This is the time, if you have a pen and paper, to take it out. And it's only going to take about, the meat of this show is very brief. There are exactly 3 places you can find data in the universe of data to send offers out to people. Place number 1, the county assessor. You can walk over there, call them up. You can send a note on the internet to the assessor themselves and say, and because by law, they have to provide their tax roll. Their tax roll is the universe of everyone who owns property. And they send property taxes once, maybe twice a year, depending on where you live, maybe more. So they maintain that pretty vigilantly. And that's how they send letters out every cycle to get their property taxes paid, to bring their revenue in. So they maintain a great database, and they almost all of them provide it to you either free or for maybe, let's say, $50 or $100, just to cover their cost of managing the database. That's place number 1. Place number 2, you can go find a list on the internet. Sometimes it costs 30 cents. Sometimes it costs $30,000, but it's still just a list. Option number 1, the assessor, that's database. Option 2, it's just a list. Option 3 is from us, data2doorstep.com. We have spent decades making sure that we are using the single best database available. Our database, it consists of 99% of all of those assessors' databases. So you can go to the 3,000 plus 4,000, almost 4,000 counties in the country and ask for the assessor's data $50 at a time. And you're going to get it in all different formats. Sometimes it's printed out in a green bar sheet like you're in 3rd grade. Or you can...
I'm laughing. I'm like, how long would this take?
Purchase our product on a subscription basis and have access to that stuff immediately. So you either, no matter where you choose, don't choose number 2. I don't care how cheap it is or how tempting it is. It's just an old printout. It's an old list of somebody that accessed a database some time ago, and they're just reselling it. They're hawking it, and it's like a medicine show. It's not good. It's not a good thing. The assessor's data, that's the real thing, but it's going to be in a format where you need, most of us would need a PhD to deal with it. What you want is consistent, fresh database access to people who own property and then all the other associated statistics with it. That's how you make an intelligent offer. You don't make a $4,000 offer on a house that's assessed for $720 million. You're wasting a 50-cent stamp. So in the end, you need to get great county data that's maintained by professionals like us who have been in this business for decades, and who show you, provide you the information and the education and hopefully a little bit of entertainment here too on how to use it and why it can be so profitable. That was about 2 minutes.
That was good. What was I supposed to write down?
What you were supposed to write down is this. There's 3 places to get data. The county assessor, a silly little list on the internet, and us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have taken all the headaches out of getting the best data on the planet to send offers out.
You know, one of the things I love about it too, and I hear our members saying all the time, is it's so nice because the way our data is delivered, it's one consistent format, regardless of the county. Whether it's on Florida or California, it's delivered the same way. So you could be doing things literally all over the country in the same manner. You know, it's really easy to do the mailers. You don't have to change gears and, you know, whatever. It's there. So
yeah, if you don't have the associated records, I mean, the thick of it is this. If you buy a list and you find out who owns that house over there and you send them a letter, you're wasting your time. If you access a database and you tell yourself, and you know, and you're armed with all this information long before you even get the data, that you're going to find out who owns all these houses over here in this area because you've chosen it for a reason, because you're educated. We educated you. And you say, all right, there's 1,000 people that own houses in this area. Half of those people have mortgages. I don't want to call them. I don't want to send them an offer. I only want the other half. And then some of those, the assessed values are just too high. Maybe somebody, that tells me that maybe somebody already fixed and flipped it. We want the low assessed value, no mortgage, sleepy little property that everybody forgot about. And you want to send them offers. Those are the properties that no one knows about.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
This is the if-then segment of the show. If you do X, then Y will happen. If you use bad data, but do everything else correctly, you're probably not going to complete a deal.
Uh-oh.
Does that sound like your father?
You do. You're like, you know, I got to tell you, Steven, you're like, and I know why, because this is important, and I appreciate this, and this is very near and dear to your heart, and you just said it perfectly right there. You know, you have to do all the steps, but if you don't have this core foundation of, like you just said, the right data and it's current, you're wasting your time.
I'm going to give you exactly 2 examples. Example number 1, Jill and I have a pro-level phone call every Thursday at 4 o'clock, I think. 4 o'clock our time. And so there's the people that are involved in that call are doing it, making money. They're the cream of our crop members. They have our data package. They have all of our education. And they're there because they're making money and they want to make money and they can continue to make money and learn and grow. And one of the members, one of the members had a problem. I think it was, I don't remember exactly what. They didn't get the response that they thought they would get. So after talking with the whole group and asking several questions like somebody's father would, we finally got to the bottom of it, that this person, for whatever reason, used a data service.
Yes.
They used this. They did not sit down in front of the computer themselves, make the tiny little decisions that go in, that they didn't follow the education that we provide.
Right.
The step-by-step, no stone unturned education, do this, right inside the computer with you. They either got lazy or they were uninterested or didn't feel like they had the skills, and they quote-unquote hired a data service, and
it didn't work
and it
out.
didn't work.
Well, you know what I come up with too?
What's crazy about it is it took a half hour of questioning before they just confessed.
Right. What I think is funny in the bitter end is sometimes I've heard people saying this, you know, I went down that path because I thought I was saving money, and they said, oh my gosh, the month that I spent trying to figure this out and analyzing it, I wasted so much more time and money. I'm like, I know.
If you move from county to county with data and you do one county and you figure it all out, the next county that you go to, you're going to have to start over because the format's all different, and it's you're going to become a data expert. And I'm not sure that's what you want. You want to be a deal expert.
Yeah.
The second example is Jill and I gave an REI talk recently, and same situation. Somebody stood up at the back when we were done with the talk and said, "Look, the show's over. We can't buy cheap houses anymore," which cracks me up. That really cracks me up.
Yeah.
Right, so then I start the line of questioning. Well, what do you mean? Well, all the properties that we used to send letters to, the back tax property and the foreclosure property, those have all dried up. It's too competitive. And I said, well, are you? And this, after a half hour later of asking questions, the guy finally confessed and said, and I kept saying, are you sending letters to people with no mortgages and no signs of any duress or distress at all. No, we're not. I said, okay. Jill and I own a house in Scottsdale that's a perfect renovation candidate with no mortgage. We've lived there for years and years. I've never received a letter, not once in my life, from somebody like us.
It's interesting.
Yep.
You're right. I love it.
So if you use bad data but do every other point correctly, you're probably not going to complete a deal. If you have a question or you want to be on the show, call 800-725-8816. Jill, do you have some inspiration for us today?
I have another question. Who is the most dependable person you know?
Oh, geez. This is, you know what? We added this segment to this show when? How long ago? I don't know. Probably a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I just love this. And I love this how we end this too.
Thank you.
It's not all brainy data and all that. It's just fun and interesting. It's perfect for you too.
You do need to be inspired here. And there's
do.
There's a lot that goes into this.
You need to keep moving forward.
Yeah. So who is the most, I know who mine is.
What was the question?
Well, I just changed my answer. Jeez. Oh my gosh. I was going to say you, but you didn't even remember my question 2 seconds later.
Who do you rely on?
No.
Oh, what's the question?
No. Who is the most, well, you could say that, sure, yeah. Who's the most dependable person you know?
Hands down, it's you. For me.
Thank you. I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say. It's you.
I think the bigger question is, do you have somebody in your life that you can really depend on? You know, I'm not saying run out there and make a mistake in a relationship, but I'm just saying, is there somebody around? Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a kid. Mm-hmm. I'd love that. I mean, our kids are too young, but
maybe it's somebody that you don't know personally, or you know them a little bit, but you don't know them that close. But boy, you know they show up when they say they're going to show up. You know, they're a dependable man. You know, maybe it's your boss. I don't know.
That's not even like we don't have to sit around and even talk about it. Just the answer and the question are all the same. Mm-hmm. Like I think the statement is this: I don't care who you are or what's going on. You need somebody in your life you can depend on. Mm-hmm. That's what I hear out of that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
and inspiration, that's me,
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
Get there first. Great show, Jill.
Thank you.
I love
so you were kind of all business.
I know, because data is so important.
I know.
You know, and I had to do the show. I didn't have to, but I wanted to, because people, I get it. When you're new at trying something new, you want to save money. Mm-hmm. So, and it's just easy to go out and get cheap data. And it's hard. It's hard to use.
Hey, what about, I'm just thinking about cheap data. It's always like, I'm thinking about like a Match.com or some dating sites. Is there like a data cheating to meet? No, I'm serious. I'm kind of curious.
Cheating to meet?
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Whoa.
That's what you said.
Not what I'm talking about. You know, I'm just thinking about, we use data for this purposes. What can you use data for personal purposes? Like, I don't know.
Like to check an FBI record?
Oh, yeah, you could do that. If you're, you know what, I guess that's the answer right there. If you're using data to find the right people, to hit everyone in your town that meets X and Y criteria and doesn't have a background, you know, maybe that's the wrong approach. I don't know.
I mean, when is data not useful? I mean, I clearly slanted toward these answers, but more data is always better, right? I think that you could use data for a ton of things that we don't use it for.
You know what? Let's be honest. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
You need to know those answers. I don't care if you are the most spiritual, inspirational person. You still are going to use data to find out who are your clients, who buys your books.
There you go, Joe.
Who likes your message. You need that data too. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's
for your customers,
for accountants, and it's for Wall Street people.
That's how I think it gets misused. The word data itself, half the world just shuts down when you say that one word. But dating's a good way to say it, you know.
Well,
wouldn't you rather have all the information on the 10 guys that you're considering going out with? Wouldn't that be great?
You're probably right. Let's be honest. I would like to know who's been married 6 times, who has kids all over the country. I would like to know those answers because I'm going to weed them out.
What's their grade point average? All that.
I mean,
the
just
more data on that, the better.
maybe I need to know what they like and they don't like, because if they really like something that I don't like, it's not going to work.
So data causes me to ask myself questions, and that's how we came up with this almost airtight acquisition program for all types of property. And it didn't happen because I dated the right person first. I'm making the data analogy as we go here.
Right.
It happened because I did it wrong. I did it wrong, and then I found the right thing.
Right.
So like if you line 10 people up that you think about you want to date, and then you have these 20 lines of data on them. Let's say one of them's hair color, one of them's whether or not they have any hair at all. One of them's grade point average. I'm throwing crazy stuff out.
No, one of them's...
What that causes me to ask myself is, you know what? I'm 40 plus years old here. Does their grade point average in high school really matter? No, I'm going to take that off the list. I don't even need to look at it. Just like picking houses.
Right.
Does the fact that it has a pool really matter to me or not? Yeah, it kind of does. I'm going to keep it on the list. Mm-hmm. Does the last sales price matter? Yeah, it kind of does. Does the assessed value matter? Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Does the paint color matter? Nope. And on and on.
Good stuff.
All the blondes are going to come off right away. There's no blonde girls.
Yeah, no blonde for you, too.
If accumulated tertiary debt's over $35,000, that's a deal killer for me. How about you, Jill? You guys have some. This is fun.
Oh my gosh.
What are your deal killing issues for men?
Too many divorces. There's a flag. Kids all over the country. There's a flag.
Those are deal killing issues, not even flags.
Yeah, no. You know what? And honestly, if you're showing all the signs that you are in or have not yet had your midlife crisis, there's a flag.
Flag. I like deal killing issue better.
You call it a deal killing issue. I call it a red flag. That's all.
That's it?
That's it. I'm not going to. We're good.
Well, I have a lot more to say.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
Let's go buy something for half price today and resell it. Jack and Jill, information and inspiration.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved or you need more information about our profitable, niche real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.